It's exciting that we get a chance to meet this year's class and to have another great ceremony to induct and honor all of those who really strongly believe in school programs and played a significant role in making them stronger.
So we begin our 2014 WIAA Hall of Fame inductions today with two very deserving people representing athletics.
The day they hand out jerseys was always my favorite. As a freshman, making the soccer team, I was so excited to get my jersey that I slept in it that night, just so when I woke up I'd know it was real.
I think my junior year, Auburn was ranked 7th in the country. Our team was nowhere near 7th in the state. And we ended up upsetting them, and I had I had the most points I scored ever in my career, and then my team also had their highest output that day as well.
From the sport of soccer is where she really has a great focus, but also started some other sports as well in her career at Shorewood High School. So our first inductee is Lori Henry, ladies and gentlemen. Lori Henry.
It's about people and about connections, and that's something that is really dear to my heart because it drew me back into teaching and to coaching. So even though I traveled the world through athletics, it led me right back home to be a teacher in the same district that mentored me. And to be able to pass that on is just a joy.
Lori was a multi-sport athlete at Shorewood High School in soccer, basketball, softball, track, and field. That's a full plate right there. But it was soccer where she made her biggest, brightest moments, and she really shined the brightest in making All-Wesco in 83 and 84, 1983 and 1984, and All-America in 1983. Great performance there at Shorewood High School. Lori took her soccer excellence to the University of North Carolina in Chapel Hill, career across the country, helping the Tar Heels win 3 NCAA titles. That's quite an accomplishment right there. 3 NCAA titles, and she was named All-America twice. She had a great career as a player, high school and college, and it just keeps getting better. Lori became the youngest player to make the first United States Federation of Soccer team in 1985, serving as captain for 3 years and winning the World Cup over China in 1991. How about that? Lori then moved on to coaching, first as an assistant at University of North Carolina, Greensboro, and then as the first head coach at The Ohio State University for 4 years. So I want to make sure you get the "the" in there, where she helped start the program, okay? Lori returned to Washington, received her master's from Seattle Pacific University, then came full circle to teach and coach in the Shoreline School District. She currently is assistant coach for the girls soccer at Shorecrest High School, so she's given right back to the school there and is an inspiration on and off the field.
One of the things that I loved about high school athletics is the variety of sports. I wasn't good at everything, but I really enjoyed having the opportunity to play. And when you're not the best on a team, you become humble really quick. And I think that's what helps you become a better leader.
Our second athlete that we induct here in 2014 is Kate Starbird. Let's hear it for Kate.
I can't imagine having to go through high school without what I got from athletics in terms of my self-confidence, my sense of self, both like externally getting some validation for what I was doing, but mostly internally just feeling good about myself. I can't imagine it. And actually I think about, I sometimes think about what I would be without athletics, and it's certainly not who I am today.
Kate was a tremendously talented 6'2" swing player who played at Lakes High School and had a fabulous career there. And she let her action on the court speak volumes out there as to what she was able to accomplish. She played at Lakes and scored 2,753 points during her career in 104 games, which is just astronomical. And I remember it well from when I first started covering high school sports back in the early 90s. And an average of 26.5 points per game. She was the Seattle Times State Player of the Year in 1992 and 1993. She was definitely a big impact player. Kate set the state tournament record for scoring, averaging almost 25 points per game, and starred in the classroom as well with a 3.9 grade point average. So a Starbird on and off the court. She did a great job. Kate went on to a stellar playing career at Stanford University, leading the Cardinal to 3 consecutive Pac-10 titles and 3 Final Four appearances. That was just an incredible run and part of what continues today for the Cardinal. Kate was named to the All-Freshman team in 1994 with the Cardinal, Co-Player of the Year in 1996, Player of the Year in 1997, First Team All-American in 1997. I tell you, we have 2 incredible athletes right here. A lot of awards right there. And also Naismith Player of the Year in 1997. Kate held the scoring record at Stanford until 2008 and was named to the Stanford Hall of Fame, University of Stanford Hall of Fame in 2007. Kate received her PhD from the University of Colorado after playing professionally in the ABL and the WNBA with the Seattle Reign and the Seattle Storm, amongst other teams in the WNBA. So she got her PhD at the University of Colorado. Currently an assistant professor at the University of Washington. Let's make her feel welcome, Dr. Kate Starbird, ladies and gentlemen.
This feels really good, and I think you're doing a great thing here, and I'm happy to have been a part of it, and I feel very honored to be here, and I'm excited to help keep this going and support all athletes, but especially women's athletes in the state of Washington. So thank you.
The WIAA acronym stands for Washington Interscholastic Activities Association, all right? We all know it well, which means activities on and off the fields or courts. Off the fields or courts, that can encompass cheer, choir, forensics, and band participation, amongst other things as well. Which leads us to our Fine Arts inductee for 2014.
I became the drum major of the high school band in a year that we went to Washington, D.C. And the band director kind of gave over the band to me, and I loved it. And I was hooked from that point on. So I just kind of kept going through college, and as things went on, I loved it, and I've done it now for 37 years. So.
Ladies and gentlemen, this year the WIAA is proud to induct into the Fine Arts category Dave Weathered.
WIAA to me is an organization that gives kids opportunities in many, many different fields to be successful. That's been my goal all the way along. That's why I'm very, very honored to receive this, and I just thank you all.
Our next 2 inductees exemplify great leadership all the way around through extraordinary contributions as coaches.
You've got to be able to motivate kids to see the good in each other all the time. That, we don't ever dwell on the negative. We don't ever see anything that could help tear us down. We only do things that would build us up.
Jim has been a teacher, coach, and athletic director for almost 40 years. That's a great run. He started at Dayton High School in 1976 before moving on to Burlington Edison High School in 1978. I know they got a lot of school spirit up there, where he has been ever since. He began a 22-year stretch at Burlington Edison High School as athletic director in 1989. To start, before he went to coaching, Jim attended Enumclaw High School, just down the road here, and Peninsula College, where he started in baseball and basketball. He was a very good athlete. He went on to receive his bachelor's and master's degrees at Central Washington University, pitching the Wildcats to 2 Evergreen Conference titles. Jim made his mark on the baseball diamond at Burlington Edison as head coach of the Tigers, leading them to 15 state tournament appearances, which is fantastic. 481 wins, then 9th all-time in state. He was also very giving to his players. This is something that stands out. He would give gloves to them to help them get through, cleats, and positive encouragement at every turn along the way. Jim has remained as assistant baseball coach for the Tigers under John Thurman since 2012. Plus, he's been the pitching coach and head recruiter for the Bellingham Bells of the West Coast League since 2011.
I just didn't see this coming. But I have such great respect for the people that work here and for the organization and all the good that they do that this is I'm really proud to be a member of this. I'm very much touched by it, so thank you very much.
Tom has made a major impact as a tennis coach at Langley High School, later renamed to South Whidbey High School from 1978 to 2011. Tom was also a history teacher there. He barely filled the girls' roster the first season he was there, but built on that to keep making it bigger and better and more successful, eventually adding the boys' team to his coaching duties. leading teams to the 3A level from 1A and then back to 1A. Looking at the numbers, 23 district championships, incredible. 18 top 6 finishes, 11 individual state championships, and 6 team state championships from 1985 to 2011. Those are some great numbers right there.
Ignore distractions. Focus on the job at hand. Attention to detail. Make sure that you're a complete player, not just a good player. Make sure that you're prepared for any and all situations. And most importantly, I think for yourself on the court.
Tom also coached his own daughter, Carol, who is here today, to the first ever singles title as a freshman. And Carol followed in her father's footsteps and now coaches the tennis program at South Whitby. So a great legacy going on right there. Tom was named one of the Everett Herald's top 10 coaches of the last decade, awarded community champion by the U.S. Tennis Association, another great honor right there, and last year was inducted into the South Whitby Coaches Hall of Fame. Time to induct him now into the WIAA Hall of Fame. Please welcome Tom Kramer.
It's important to keep things in perspective. In competitive coaching, you sometimes get full of yourself or full of the program or think that you're somehow doing all this on your own. And in fact, we depend on a lot of other people to make a great program. And I really want to thank the South Whitby community for supporting our efforts to field a quality team. I want to thank the WIAA for this truly unexpected honor.
For officials, making the right calls and managing the proper flow of the games is of the utmost importance. It's also a great added feature to have officials that can excel in leadership, administration, and assignment roles. Our next inductee fires on all of those cylinders, and that inductee for 2014 as an official is Steve Colby.
As I kind of got into it, and after the first 10 or 12 years, I found myself wanting to become more involved in how the process went, how officials were treated, dealing with schools, the administrative side of it, and that's how I got more involved with WOA.
Elected to the Washington Officials Association's Executive Board in 1999 and continues to serve and represent Region 1. Steve was the WOA Vice President for 3 years and President for 5 years from 2003 to 2007. He's just had a great impact. He was instrumental in getting the 3 official crews finalized. For the last 7 years, he's done a tremendous job, and I know at the games of putting it together, of officials coordinator for the 2A, when it was there, 3A and 4A tournaments at the Tacoma Dome. Steve was deservingly elected into the Washington Officials Association Hall of Fame in 2012, so this is his second officials induction in the last 3 years, and he will go in today as our inductee as an official, Mr. Steve Colby.
There's a lot of things that correlate from being on time, being ethical, doing the right thing, not for you, but to make sure that things go in an orderly fashion. All of those things are what we all do in daily lives. So please encourage people to become an official. It will only help athletics, it will only help WIAA in the long run. Old dogs like myself who have little or no hair, plus it's gray, are not going to be around much longer. And so we need to bring more people into this. So again, thank you very much, and I really appreciate this.
Today's a phenomenal day for the association because we get to honor people who have made the association what it is, regardless of which aspect that they're a part of, as an official or a coach, player, fine arts person, or an administrator. They all have to work together to make it right. And the one thing that you heard constantly throughout here was it's about the kids. And that's really why we do what we do.